What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to explain every cart titan in the history of Attack on Titan. I'm glad we're finally doing this shifter because it is usually the most underestimated of the 9 titans, and I do think it deserves more recognition. As usual, today I'll be breaking down the backstory of the cart titans we know, as well as explaining its abilities, and commenting on the design of ancient cart titans from the past. Before we get into it, one fact I wanted to mention was that Isayama originally drew this titan to be a middle-aged man. When the cart titan was first introduced in the manga, it looked remarkably different to how it later appeared in the anime, and the reason was that the manga version was a man called Oliver Pieck. Sketches of Oliver's face can be found online, and when you compare it to the original cart titan, it's clearly meant to be him. Luckily for Isayama though, the human inside this titan wasn't fully revealed until the Marley arc, so there was sufficient time for him to just retcon the whole thing. By the time the cart titan was shown in the anime, Pieck had firmly been established as a woman in the source material, so it meant that Oliver's titan never appeared on screen. I guess he decided that a character people could simp over was better than a character who looked like someone's dad, but let me know in the comments which design you think was best. Moving over to the cart titan's abilities now, it is the only shifter that walks on all fours besides the jaw titan, and its main power is its endurance. This endurance manifests itself in various ways, with an example being how Pieck remains in her titan form for months at a time. At the start of the Marley arc, she needed a crutch to walk because she'd been in her titan form for 2 months. When you've been that long without walking on your 2 human legs, it is understandable why you would need to, have a readjustment period before you can walk again. That's why Pieck was lying down during the Warriors meeting, and it's also why she was caught crawling on all fours. Another use for the cart titan's endurance is its ability to do consecutive titan transformations. In this series, I'd say Eren is definitely the person who has used this ability the most, and we've seen in the past how the attack titan can do 3 consecutive transformations. When it comes to the cart titan, Pieck confirmed that it can literally do hundreds of consecutive transformations, which comes in useful if her titan body is destroyed but her human body is okay. Additionally, the cart titan can be equipped with cargo, armor and weapons, turning her into a portable machine gun that can ram into enemies. This titan also has superior biting strength to every other shifter except the jaw, as it has been known to bite large chunks out of other titans. On top of that, running on all fours gives the cart titan incredible speed, enabling it to catch Levi and Hanji by surprise, saving the lives of her fellow warriors in the process. Anyway, with that said, let's get into the backstory of Pieck, followed by a look into the ancient cart titans throughout history. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you haven't already, and let me know if you'd prefer me to do the female titan or the colossal titan next. Okay, so Pieck is a Malian warrior from Liberia, and in the present day she's had the cart titan for around 11 years. From a young age, Pieck was raised by her father alone, with her mother never being mentioned once in the series, so it's kinda implied that she died, but we don't have confirmation. While she was still a child, her father was overcome with a serious illness, but as poor Eldians they didn't have the necessary healthcare to treat it. This served as Pieck's primary motivation to join the Malian warrior unit, as warrior families are given good medical care, most likely because they are honorary Malian citizens. Over time, she would eventually become one of the 7 warrior candidates who were competing to inherit the Titans, and it's clear that she was valued for her perceptiveness. Porco pointed out that it was her best quality, and throughout the series, Pieck has always made clever observations before other people. When the time came for the candidates to inherit Titans, Pieck was chosen as the cart and immediately assisted in the invasion of an enemy nation. A commander noted how the cart titan allowed the army to expand their tactics, with one of those tactics being that she would sneak Bertolt into certain locations before he detonates his colossal titan. That tactic would be used again many years later during the Battle of Shiganshina, although that time around Zeke was helping out. With Pieck's status as a warrior confirmed, her father was given the care he needed, but was brought to tears knowing his only daughter had drastically shortened her lifespan to save him. When the time came for Marley to invade Paradise Island, Zeke and Pieck were chosen by the army to stay behind in Liberia because their presence was needed to deter enemy nations. However, 5 years into the mission, Marley hadn't heard anything from Reiner and the gang, so the remaining warriors were sent to visit the island, along with a few Malian soldiers. The cart titan was used to carry many supplies, including this special gas containing Zeke's spinal fluid, which, as we saw, it was used to turn the people of Ragako into titans. A couple months later, she was used again during the Battle of Shiganshina, as it was Pieck that observed the Survey Corps soldiers the night before and informed the warriors that the scouts were approaching. In the battle itself, she was used as a means of transporting cargo, such as rocks or the colossal titan, but her biggest achievement was when she single-handedly saved the lives of both Zeke and Reiner. Both men were thoroughly beaten by the scouts, but the cart titan's speed was able to catch them by surprise as she stole the warriors back from enemy hands. In terms of the design of her titan, its defining feature is its elongated mouth, which provides her with a greater biting strength than the original cart titan design. Pieck's shifter is around 4 meters tall when standing in its normal position, and when fully suited up, she has armor covering her face and the Panzer unit on her back. The fact she needs armor implies to me that she might not have Titan hardening powers, however this is still an open question. Now, next up we're going to look at the ancient cart titans throughout history, but bear in mind that there will be major spoilers ahead for the final arc of Attack on Titan, so if you're an anime only, then I would recommend you stop watching. Okay, so the first ancient shifter is the Okapi cart titan, which swallowed Armin in the same way that Pieck came in to save Zeke. I didn't know what an Okapi was until this titan made an appearance, but according to Google it is a relative of the giraffe and there are less than 35,000 left in the world. As you can see, this shifter is the size of a regular cart titan, but its most distinctive feature is obviously its animal head. Throughout history, the heads of cart titans have always had animalistic features, with the very first cart titan having a mouth like a horse. The Okapi just takes this concept one step further by literally having the head of an animal, but overall it's not that strange. In real life, this creature is known to have a long tongue, which can be used for many things including grooming its ears and eyes, but in the Attack on Titan universe, it used this tongue to make out with Armin instead. Moving over to the Wolf Cart Titans, these were two shifters that could be seen in chapter 135, and the fact they look so similar tells us a few things. We already knew that family members who inherit the same Titan are likely to share some features in common, with the Galliard brothers being the best example of this. Given that the Cart Titan was held for hundreds of years by a noble family in Eldia, it stands to reason that these two Wolf Titans were members of the same family. Having a wolf head might have just been their thing. I mean, it is a pretty cool animal to get, and I imagine that it would have had stronger biting power than Pieck. This next shifter I originally included in my video about all Jaw Titans, but today I'm going to hedge my bets and I'm going to say that it might be a Cart Titan as well, or potentially a hybrid of the Cart Titan, Jaw Titan, and Beast Titan. It's already been established that when the original founding Titan died, her powers were split between her daughters. That means that at some point during history, there were at least 3 hybrid Titans, and this crocodile could be one of them. It has a long mouth and is a similar size to most Cart Titans, but its body also has animalistic features. For example, it has a tail and rigid spikes on its back, which is something I would expect to see from a Beast Titan instead. On top of that, it has sharp claws like the Jaw Titan, so I'm thinking that it might just be a combination of all 3. We have no way of confirming this one way or the other, so I figured I may as well include it in this video. Be sure to let me know which was your favourite Cart Titan design, and until the next one, peace out.